Keri McClanahan, KC, 5 Fast Facts You Need to Know. Keri McClanahan, the wife of Anthony McClanahan, who was briefly on the Dallas Cowboys team, died from knife wounds to the throat, and her husband is the suspect in the murder, which occurred at a Park City, Utah condominium resort. Once a college football star briefly turned NFL player, Anthony McClanahan and his wife had recently heavily involved themselves in disaster relief efforts, and their photos on social media gave the perception of a happy couple dedicated to fitness. They were married in January, according to their wedding website, requesting that attendees dress semi-formal with shoes you can walk up in. According to CUTV, court records show that Anthony McClanahan has been detained by Park City police and is a suspect in a homicide involving domestic violence. He has not been criminally charged. Suspect in Park City homicide ID, former NFL player Anthony McClanahan. His wife Keri McClanahan died from apparent knife wounds, reported KSL5 TV reporter Jed Bull. ABC4 Utah reporter Andrew Reeser wrote, "Cut Dallas Cowboys player Anthony McClanahan is suspect in the murder of wife Keri Casey McClanahan in a Park City resort. Here's what you need to know." One. Keri Casey McClanahan was stabbed in the throat, reports say. According to ABC Utah, Keri McClanahan was found deceased at the Park Regency in Park City. The specific details of the murder paint the picture of a grisly scene at the condominium resort, but there's been no indication of motive. Fox 13 Salt Lake City reported that Keri McClanahan suffered knife wounds to the throat. Fox 13 Salt Lake City reported that authorities were called to the Park Regency Hotel at about 1:30 a.m. Thursday, November 2nd, where they found the woman's body in a room on the hotel's third floor. Police said the victim was found still in bed and they have been interviewing a male who had access to the room. Police were also following a bloody trail on the resort's grounds, the television station reported. The blood trail is visible in the parking lot from the building to the mulch. One guest said a tree nearby had broken branches and a pool of blood at the bottom. She said she thinks the man went out a window and climbed down the tree, reported Fox 13. 2. Anthony McClanahan is also accused of kidnapping his young son. Making the case even more bizarre, Fox 13 Utah reports that Anthony McClanahan is also accused of kidnapping his 8-year-old son from his school in Maricopa County, Arizona on October 3. According to the television station, he was arrested in Salt Lake City on October 12 and posted $150,000 bond a week later on the kidnapping allegation. According to CUTV, the murder allegations against Anthony McClanahan came to light as a result of a court filing in the kidnapping case. Anthony McClanahan was originally identified as a suspect in court documents filed Friday, November 3, in 3rd District Court. Those documents deal with a separate charge of child kidnapping in which Anthony McClanahan is accused of taking his son from school and refusing to release him to the boy's mother, the television station reported. That boy is not the son of Casey McClanahan, and he lives in Arizona. The boy's mother, who is now married to Anthony McClanahan, had dropped her son at the school, but was later made aware that the boy left with his father, charges state. On October 4, the boy's mother located Anthony McClanahan in Las Vegas and with police assistance request the return of her son, but the man refused, charges state, according to the Salt Lake Tribune. 3. Anthony McClanahan and his wife recently traveled to Houston to help Hurricane Harvey victims. In September 2017, both Anthony and Keri McClanahan traveled to Houston, Texas, to help with Hurricane Harvey relief. At the time, Anthony McClanahan was quoted by AC Family as saying, "My wife and I left Arizona 9 days ago. We came here, only thinking we were going to be here for 2, because our friend's house was submerged underwater." The newspaper also quoted Anthony McClanahan as saying, "We sleep in our truck, we sleep at officers' houses, we have friends who are police officers so we go those counties and we sleep there." According to the newspaper, McClanahan also created a GoFundMe page to help with Hurricane Harvey relief efforts. However, the GoFundMe page linked by the news article was no longer active on November 3. Casey wrote about the Houston efforts on Facebook, saying, "This morning, we woke up to the news of J.J. Watts being praised for having 8 semis of supplies shipped to Houston. Yesterday we had 30 semis of supplies on their way, but they got denied at the border, because they are not approved. So, I'm wondering, who gets to decide what can come in? I understand that they may be trying to keep these people safe from someone doing harm with tainted supplies, but when it is the same things that are being ordered by major distribution chains, but they are just being donated, why are they not approved to pass through?" The couple was also recently in Puerto Rico. Casey wrote in September on her Facebook page, in a post in which she tagged her husband, Puerto Rico and St. John 9:14-9:15. "I have never really felt sad about leaving a place. But, when you leave a place as beautiful and welcoming as Puerto Rico, you can't help but regret your decision immediately. The people are so amazing, welcoming, understanding, and hopeful, that you end up wanting to stay forever. It's a place that will turn you into an activist even if you have never even felt compassion for a sick kitten. When you see places that have been forgotten by the media." She described the scene. Homes completely destroyed, people struggling to find food, and yet when they do find it they are more than willing to share it with you. Because they have such a deep hope that tomorrow everything will be fine. The problem comes when other people take advantage of their kindness. People are being raped and murdered over their possessions because there is not enough of anything to go around. They need someone to step in and be understanding of both sides, and also be able to supply what they need. That way, no one will have to take or have things taken. How about we all be that someone? #Puerto said Go41. She wrote again about disaster relief on Facebook, saying, "Anyone who has ever tried to do anything, has had someone put them down or tell them no. Since we have been raising money for #TopTexas41, we have had people telling us how horrible we are, that we are wasting people's money or that we are just doing it to get a free vacation. So, here's my answer. We show you everything we do, and we have spent mostly our own money. The donations we have received so far would in no way cover our expenses. We put ourselves in front of a Category 5 hurricane. Whether it missed us or not, it was not expected to skip Puerto Rico when we came here. And even though it missed us, buildings were still damaged. Trees were uprooted, debris flew through the air, electricity is still out in most areas, and people were displaced by flooding. I have more cuts and bruises on me than when I worked in construction and I'm covered in bug bites. If this is a vacation, this is the worst effing vacation I have ever had in my life. But, also the best. Because when we shake hands with military, police officers, or get hugged by a family that lost everything, and they're so thankful just to have the tiny bit of water or dry clothes we brought them, it makes everything okay. People will always hate you when you do something they don't approve of, because, either they don't like how you are doing it, who you are doing for, or, they are just upset because they don't have the balls to go out and fix things themselves. I feel what we are doing is right. I will do everything I can to keep helping. And hope that people will continue to support us so we can do more and reach everyone who really needs it. For the people who think we are doing it wrong, instead of shamming us all over the internet, how about you give us ideas? How would you do it? Is there a more efficient way that you know of? Because I clearly don't know. Teach us instead of shaming us. Grow a pair and show your face, or disappear and shut your bloody pie hole. If you're not helping, you're hurting. The world has enough negative. Suck it up and let's move. Thank you so much to everyone that is helping us. Please continue to share and help. We're doing our best. #TopTexas41 #TopPuerto41 #TopFlorida41. Casey's other posts are focused on fitness. The couple's wedding ceremony was held at Galbraith Mountain Bike Park North entrance in Washington State. According to People magazine, Casey leaves behind a 9-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son from a previous relationship. 4. Anthony McClanahan was working as a sports performance consultant and there were problems in the marriage before. According to his Facebook page, Anthony McClanahan was working in the humanity area. "We are a new service for humanity organization. We provide shelter, rescue, food, water, and love," his page says. The profile picture is Anthony and his wife, who went by Casey on social media. The page also identifies Anthony McClanahan as a sports performance consultant at 41 Sports who worked at Sony Pictures. Studied at Washington State University. Studied at WSU. Went to Bakersfield High and was married to Keri McClanahan. Anthony McClanahan's page is also filled with photos of him and his wife as a couple, especially engaging in athletics and outdoors activities, and there are numerous photos of children on the page. A friend had commented, "Great looking couple Anthony and Keri." Anthony had written about recent disasters on Facebook. For example, he posted of the California wildfires, "People in Northern California, please evacuate your homes. Why put first responders in harm's way? I don't suggest a fire shelter either. Pull back 300 miles. Do it now. Set go. #Operations at Go 41. On Instagram, his page is filled with healthy food, photos of him and Keri working out, and excessive motivational comments about a healthy lifestyle. "My workout partner is my wife. She is my hero. Go big today and thank your partner. Without them we are nothing. Set go." He wrote with one photo. Many of his photos ended with the same phrase, "Set go." In July, he wrote, "My wife started her new job at Honda today. I'm super excited and sad all in one. Sad that she won't be by my side every single second of the day. Excited because she deserves the best and will make top saleswoman in her first month. She is officially a rookie. Rookie of the year is coming. She has what it takes to win. Good luck running to the top with her. Keri McClanahan, you're the best. Woo. MVP, MVR. Congratulations to the most amazing wife on the planet. Set go." However, Keri's sister painted a different picture of Anthony McClanahan to the Salt Lake City Tribune. She told the newspaper that there had been a history of domestic violence in the relationship, reported the newspaper. Since Keri and Anthony McClanahan's marriage in January, Keri McClanahan had fled from him a couple of times, her sister said. On one occasion, she returned to her home state of Washington, where her family lives, but later returned to the home she shared with Anthony McClanahan in Arizona. Recently, Keri McClanahan had sought refuge in Utah, the sister said. According to the Salt Lake Tribune, Keri's sister said that Anthony McClanahan tried to blame his behavior on injuries he'd suffered while playing football. 5. Anthony McClanahan was cut by the Dallas Cowboys football team. Cut reported that Anthony McClanahan attended school at Washington State. He went on to join the Dallas Cowboys but was cut before the regular season. He played for the Dallas Cowboys in the 1990s, reported the Salt Lake Tribune. According to Fox 13, Anthony McClanahan was a college football standout who played linebacker for Washington State in the early 1990s. ESPN reported that Anthony McClanahan was a linebacker at Washington State from 1991-1993. McClanahan wrote on Instagram, "As a linebacker I enjoyed picking off balls, breaking up passes, sacking quarterbacks and busting up running backs. Today I run mountains and help people reach the top with that same kind of bring the heat mentality. Join me in Arizona on November 2nd to 5th for the most amazing journey of a lifetime. If you like adventure, mountains, horses, pool time, nightlife and lots of other really cool activities. Sign up for the To the Top retreat. Couples pay $1,600 with everything covered you could possibly need for the weekend. All you have to do is buy your own flight. Ready? Set go." Let it go.